All right, everybody, good morning and happy Friday. Hope you guys had an awesome day. I'm sure you did if you used last night's free watch list. CYPH today was an absolute rocket ship, and it's still going as we're talking about it. We're going to break how I caught that as well. But nice way to end the week today. And green week again this week. I could not be any happier. Obviously, the market's still slowly heating back up. We got this penny stock theme right now. We got some of these larger float stocks moving, which I don't love, but it was still doable today with CYPH. I have 4 wins on it. I've got 1 loss on it. I traded AMZE quite well. So let's go break it all down and talk through sort of what we had moving today. Kind of a weird one today, though, to be honest with you. Really odd action across the board. We came into the open today, and the gappers were quite slim. You know, what I was watching today into the open, you'll see on my pre-market list right here from this morning's live stream. We had AMZE, we had CYPA, and that's really all that met criteria for us out of market open. Now, that's all we really needed, mind you. But it's just one of those things where today was Friday. It's been a really good week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, all really good days. So I'm just very happy with the week as a whole. So couldn't really ask for a better day. I'm just very happy with how it went. So this morning coming into the open, that's really all we had in terms of gappers. Not really much else. And the thing was, AMZE looked really good. A 5 million share float or 6 million share float. And you can see here it played the break of the pre-market high. And so the reason why I didn't want to play the break here, which you can see we have this sort of tightening wedge form into market open. And so I was watching it like this, but the issue is that, again, most people don't look at is right here. So it tries to break out earlier, right? It tries to break out earlier and rejects off the high in a big way, back to the lows. And so if you try to take a breakout at market open here, you're just opening yourself up to the risk of this here happening again. And then the next thing is if we had broken over this high, we don't have any range because the previous high sits right above that. So I knew we had to get over the previous high before I could even really do anything with this. So knowing that, we saw this break over the pre-market highs. Of course, I wait for the first pullback. It confirms the bottom here off this previous high out of the opening breakout. Take it off the 90 MA, and I'm able to take it there for a nice little win. You can see here, played it from, about 63. Started the day with a little 5% win there. Took it for what I was hoping was going to be the squeeze up through the highs. Very small win. Then, of course, as it broke down beneath the 90 MA, left it alone as it broke to the backside. I really wanted this thing to get squeezing higher, just like yesterday on CMND. It looked like it wanted to do it, but it just didn't have that oomph behind it, Then it puts in place this range, pretty wide range, really, which I'm typically a big fan of, but didn't really give us what I was looking for again here. So pulls back, reclaims the 90 MA. I take it tight here, risking off the bottom of this last candle. I get a little pop back higher, and then no follow through. So small win again there. It is what it is. So overall, treated this pretty well. Just kind of range bound after market open, but still have a little bit of opportunity here. All right, now outside of that was CYPH, which was on last night's free watch list. If you don't already, tune in for my free watch list every single night. I give you my top 3 stocks with my entire game plan for the next day. If you're new, if you're experienced, it is a cheat code to help you get prepared for the next day. This was the stock that was my top watch last night on CYPH. Ended up making a massive move. Thankfully, this thing is up, 95% today, which is just crazy. And the game plan here is to watch for the break over that $2 level, which happened today to a T, and I was able to play it quite well. I've got 4 wins and 1 loss on it. And it was a really good setup. And of course, we saw this. This was, if you recall, this was LPTX back on Wednesday. And of course, they did a ticker change. And so the same stock, right? Just different ticker. That's all it is. Same stock, different ticker. And so as we know back from Wednesday, it traded a little bit funky on Wednesday. We have to think it's a 34 million share float. I'm seeing on Trade Ideas, Webull shows like 48 million shares. Needless to say, it's a larger float ticker, right? And so it trades a lot wider, typically very grindy, very hard to position yourself, and so it can be tough sometimes for sure. Typically, these stocks with the larger floats carry a little bit more manipulation and price action, harder to just get reads on, it's just not as predictable. So, we come out of the open, and we have this opening range breakout happen here. And so, again, you put up this range off the lows, you pivot back over and break above. And so seeing that, again, look at this level back here from pre-market too. And so I'm trying to use this all together here, and look what happens. Okay, it's pretty frustrating. So I see this doji form from pre-market that I'm trying to look at here for pullbacks off of. And so that's my stop loss is the bottom of that candle. I'm looking to see if this wants to get squeezing higher. So I take the pullback here, risking off the lows, seeing if we can't control up through the highs. Look what it does. I get stopped on this by 3 cents. It pulls back, snipes me, grabs liquidity. I kid you not, in seconds. This thing happens in seconds. Pulls back, rips back to the upside, and makes a move from, 212 all the way back to 250. And I'm just like, you cannot, this can't be real. Yeah. It's so frustrating. So after knowing that, and I'm like, all right, so that's how this thing is going to trade today. I then use it to my advantage. And then every other win that I have on this the rest of the morning is based off of what happened right here. And so in knowing what it does, and knowing how this trades, I'm like, all right, I don't just want to take a normal pullback off the 90 MA. I want to take pullbacks that are steep into past areas of liquidity. I want to use the way this is trading to my advantage to position myself in this thing the best I can. And so this thing gets going. Look at this. We get over the highs and check this out. So we have this area of liquidity form off this high, and look what I do. And so I'm trying to look for a pullback into that range where it tries to grab out of this past area of supply. Price pulls back. I nab the entry off the 90 MA with a stop right here beneath the 90 MA. And I get a move here all the way through the highs, and it actually hits, 264. Now, I try to give this more time to make the move higher, and again, I try to let it move off the 90 MA because we know how this thing typically trades, larger float, typically very wide. So I was looking to see if it wanted to keep this action going like LPTX did on Wednesday, and it didn't. I took a small win here. Well, I took the rest out for an overall small win there, which I was thankful for because, again, this one I got stopped out on. This one here, I get a nice little 20-something cent win. Then we come breaks underneath the 90 MA, puts in place these, again, lower highs. So we have lower high, back above 90 MA. And so what do? Take the pullback. Stop goes to the bottom of this candle, and then I'm looking for the break of the previous high. And thankfully, again, we get that. And again, I'm able to capture this for another 20 cents, 250 to about 270. So pretty happy. And so took a 10-cent loss here, but again, got 20 cents, got in it, try to set up again. And now all through here, I'm somewhat okay with playing it because we're not too extended away from VWAP. It's, in that least. And so again, what happens here is it pulls back and puts in place a low here after grabbing liquidity beneath the 20 EMA. And so again, as it reclaims, I try to take a little scalp here for small profit, and then it knifes back underneath the 20. I anticipate that it finds buyers here again because what we can see formed here are these higher lows. So we can see overall trend here set up just like this. And so it pulls back real quick. I nag the entry, risking off this past low. I get another little win here. And then from there, I just leave it alone because it just sort of felt like my edge here was just getting slimmer and slimmer. I had less conviction. And of course, just like LPTX, it continues to grind and grind and grind. It actually just hit a high of 350, which is just insane. But I'm still happy with how I traded it today. As we get here and it gets so extended away from VWAP and moving averages, I've just got a hard time playing it. So, I'm happy we played it the way that I could. It's already sort of outside of my sandbox in terms of float, pretty large on the float. So again, that makes price action a little bit less predictable on my end. So overall, happy with the day. Did what I could with what I had, and that's the morning recap. I got one loss today. Overall, traded very, very well. And of course, make sure to sign up for your 7-day free trial down in the description below. That way, you can actually watch me trade these stocks in real time every single day and get alerts, education, chat room access, watch list, scanners, news, and so much more. And that being said, have an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you back on Monday for hopefully another awesome week ahead.